You're watching a special edition of the Wellness Hour, the leader in medical news and information. I'm Randy Alvarez. My first guest is Dr. Marc Ferrin. Dr. Ferrin is the founder of Coastal Chiropractic in Seattle, Washington. We've invited him on the program today to discuss green drink supplements. Dr. Ferrin, welcome to the program.
It's nice to see you, Randy.
Now, before we get into today's topic, I guess green drinks are in a way sweeping the country. I mean, becoming a standard for the supplement crowd. Is that right?
Everyone knows that fruits and vegetables help us.
Okay.
And the latest from the U.S. government and American Cancer Society is 10 to 15 servings a day.
Okay.
Now,
sounds like an exaggeration, by the way.
it's true, and they've shown that even 8 to 10 servings a day will reduce the onset of some cancers by 50%.
Okay.
So it's well known, and we all know it, but who can eat 10
Okay.
to 15 servings of vegetables a day?
Now, according to this, I was reading it, 1 teaspoon is like a couple of pounds of vegetables.
Well,
is that right?
It's something like that.
Because I'm very skeptical, by the way. That's
Well-
why I have a lot of questions for you today.
Well, I hope to answer them.
Okay, good,
But
good.
it's true that the ratio is 30 to 1. And so it's a voluminous amount of fruits and vegetables in the formula. It's one of the formula is important, but as much as the formula is important, it's the processing of the grasses and of the vegetables and of the fruits.
Because you're big, I mean, we've talked a little bit off on the phone, off camera. I met you for the first time today, but you say the formula is probably the most important part, how it's processed.
How the
And so you
formula
were
is
picky with
processed.
this.
Well, very picky. I found the very best processed grasses and vegetables available.
Is it organic?
It's 100% organic, and that's important because if you process these grasses and vegetables and fruits improperly, the cheap way, the inexpensive way, you're going to end up with known carcinogens in the products. And the person buying the product, looking at the shelf, can have two identical products side by side, and you cannot tell by the label the difference between one and the other.
Okay.
And until you turn to the company and you ask for an assay, the laboratory analysis of the product, you don't know if it's enzymatically active or nutritious.
Will they give that to you, by the way?
Well, if they don't...
This assay?
If they don't have the answers to your questions, there's a reason for that.
Probably not a good drink.
Well, I think that's where common sense...
And we brought you
comes
on the show today because you're the drink, the green drink guy. You're the go-to guy. People have talked about your formula. Before we get into that, tell us about your practice, because you're a doctor of chiropractic.
I am, and I see a couple, 300 patients a week, and people come to me for pain.
Okay.
And I'm very good at getting rid of pain, but that's just the body talking to you. Okay. The chiropractic adjustment, it's helpful to my patients, and it helps rid them of pain, physical pain. But over and over again, I see that my patients need the foundation of healthfulness, and that's proper nutrition, whole food nutrition.
But is this your place to get involved in nutrition with these patients?
Yes, absolutely
Okay.
is. It's essential that we have a healthful nutritional diet. Otherwise, those things in our life, our mood, our attitude, our sleep patterns, they all just suffer. Okay.
Okay.
And it's the beginning of healthfulness. It's whole food nutrition allows us to do all those things in life that we want to do.
Okay, whole food nutrition.
Whole food
What does that
nutrition.
mean to you?
Well, all of the science shows us that nutritional value in all the studies show that it's whole food sources that give us the true vitamins and minerals.
Okay.
For example, we can take a daily multivitamin mineral, but all the studies show that the real effect on our body, the positive effect on our body, comes from whole foods.
But one could say that this is not a whole food.
Well,
this is dead. Is it dead?
Well,
Is it
absolutely
alive?
not. Most green drinks are dead, and that's why I formulated this product, because what we see on the shelves are supplement companies putting up products because everybody's heard about green drinks, and so they go forward and they go to the supermarket or the drugstore and they buy a green drink, and they think one is as good as the other, and that's not true.
Okay.
Because so often what we see are these products formulated that have many of the same things that this product has, but it's not accessible to the body. It's not alive. It's dead, like you said. But the processing, keeping the grasses and the vegetables and the fruits enzymatically alive, it's well.
So it really is alive.
It is alive, and you can see the life. We've done Carillion photography. We've done, if you look at the molecules under special
Interesting.
Microscopes,
Didn't know that.
you can see the color, and they sparkle.
Now, this isn't a multi-level marketing product. In fact, we've never talked about a product on the show, but because we've talked about supplements, so this is not a multi-level marketing product.
No, it's not.
Okay. So how do people get this? I mean, for the most part, they go to your website.
Yes, you can go to mytruebalance.com, and you can find the product there. But my patients, that's where I began sharing what I've learned by asking my patients to take the product.
How did you get involved in this?
Well,
the green drink thing.
A couple years ago, I was 35 pounds heavier. I was working too much. I was doing what most of us do, just focusing on our careers. I was treating my patients, and I came across a green drink product. And from that point forward, when I saw the changes in myself, then I delved into the green drink market and did due diligence for myself.
Okay.
And came up with a formula that is just the very best available.
Now, the results, can people feel the difference? I mean, do they tell you they...
That quick. You can feel the results that quick, and that's why I ask my patients when I offer to them, I say, if you don't feel better now, just bring it back. You can have your money back.
Do you offer that if somebody buys it off your website?
100% satisfaction guaranteed. If the healthfulness of your body isn't worth postage and handling,
okay,
you're not the person to be drinking this.
And by the way, you seem to walk your talk, which I appreciate. I asked you that on the phone. I said, are you in great shape? And you said, yeah, and you exercise. You're in great shape. It's hard to believe you were ever overweight.
I was overweight, but I come from a history of having been a collegiate varsity athlete, a wrestler, and then I was a coach. And so 25 years ago, I was in pretty good condition. But then life took its course. I became involved in opening up my practices and providing for my family. And like most of us, am so busy that I just let those things like exercise and nutrition and proper rest.
So how many of these do you have a day? You have a couple of... I mean, how do you take it, by the way?
Well, you mix it with water, shake it up. I have patients who put it in orange juice or in a fruit smoothie. However you administer the green drink's really up to you. I just mix it in water, shake it up, and drink it. And I'll drink 2-3 liters a day. At
the top of the show, and I also said, if you're going to come on the program, I want you to present the science. So there's science behind what we're talking about.
There absolutely is.
About what you're talking about.
This is not new science, by the way.
Okay.
And I'm stuck in science.
But is there science about green drinks that you can get the benefits of real?
There absolutely is, but the difference between one green drink and the next green drink requires you as the patient to do the due diligence or find somebody that you trust. Ultimately, you're going to know if the product is what it's supposed to be when you try it.
The way you feel.
The way you feel. And it happens just that quick, Randy.
So give me an example of ingredients that are in other green drinks, like some tips that people need to know.
Well, first and foremost, one of the byproducts of spray processing, drying fruits and vegetables out with sprays, very cost effective to do that, are things like maltodextrin or lecithin. Okay? These are very cheap, inexpensive products. They have no business being inside a green drink. Okay? The spray drying action, which most companies use, results in known carcinogens in the product.
Okay.
Hexanes and butanes, and they have no business being in a green drink. And then these fibers, these very inexpensive fibers, are loaded into these products.
You don't list fiber content on this. This should have a lot of fiber.
Well,
does it?
There is some fiber, but the reason this product costs what it does versus the next is because it's very minimal in its fiber. Fiber is important to have in your diet, okay? But you don't take your fiber when you're taking your green drink because that increases transit time, okay?
Okay.
And yes, you have your fiber in other meals.
So you want it to stick around longer.
You want it to be processed nice and slowly and naturally so your body can pull the nutrients out of the green drink, okay? So it has to be enzymatically alive, okay? That's where...
So the enzymes are alive.
They are alive.
You're saying, and for how long?
Well, this product...
Because I really don't understand how this could be a live product.
It's at the molecular level. It's alive, okay? For example, chlorophyll. We all know that chlorophyll is a wonderful substance, and The reason it's so wonderful to our bodies is because it just takes one change of one bond at the molecular level to be converted into a red blood cell.
Okay.
So chlorophyll, if processed even upwards of 160 degrees, it becomes not only ineffective and not useful for your body, but it actually becomes somewhat harmful, okay, at the cellular level.
So is this done in a cold way?
It's done in either very, very cold processing and drying, or it's done in a vacuum environment where there's no oxygen, and it's done in with carbon dioxide, or it's done in very, very cold freeze drying.
Okay.
And this is what keeps the enzymes alive.